Alright, so we're going to be going over some flow sparring here, or flow or water drills. I've adapted this from my studies in Jeet Kune Do, so a lot of the trapping drills that we do, which you should be familiar with already. Also the hubad, or tying and untying from Filipino Martial Arts, but also especially from Systema. Systema is a Russian martial art that's very, very soft, and we do a lot of this. But I think it exemplifies the concept of water, which, as you know, is one of our three universal theories. So the idea here is that when another person is making contact, I mean, we're just really, really relaxed in the shoulders. Highly recommend that you do some warm-ups and stuff before, so that you're really conscious of your body and you're loose. No specific stance or anything like this, but what we want, you can have a closed hand or an open hand or a semi-closed hand. It really depends on how you're moving with this. But the idea here is that there's constant motion when he's pressing. It's not a lot of energy. It's just a little. Be very soft at the beginning, and we can speed this up and get a little bit more aggressive as you get experience. But for now, just make it very, very soft. So when he's pressing down, what I want to do is just let it go. Think about water. I mean, if you just ran your hand through a bucket of water, it's just going to kind of move around. It's going to have some rippling effect. And think of your arm as being water. He's running his hand through the water, and you're just finding place. All right. So we're not just wiggling our arms out here with no intent. The idea here is that we come in and touch towards the body. In fact, if you'd like to have some targets, you could say, well, I'm going to just touch right here. And we're both trying to touch right here. I recommend just basic contact with anywhere in the body to start with. So when he's pressing down, I don't want to press back. Non-resistance, right? So when he presses down, I'm going to find a hole. Okay, well that overextended him because I didn't stop him. Doesn't mean that I'm really helping him a lot. I'm just letting him go where he goes. I'm just rotating around it. Maybe it's a light strike right here or a push right here. It's not failing if you get hit. In fact, sometimes it's good to get hit a little bit so that your fear goes away. All right? You're not trying to kill each other here, but when we do this, we do want to make some contact and follow through a little bit because it changes the body motion. All right? So when we're moving and he pushes against my arm, maybe I find a way in. All right? We're just kind of really, really relaxed. We're not tense. We're not really pushing into each other. I mean, you should be like half asleep. So what you're going to find is you're going to first try to look at all the movements, and that's not good. That's going to make you choppy. It's going to make you afraid. It's going to make you focused on a particular movement. So if you're sitting here staring at this, it's going to get really difficult. You're going to find yourself doing these kind of things right here. And it looks like, very, very choppy. The idea here, you just really relax. If you want to, if you're comfortable, close your eyes. So right here, we're just being very conscious of each other's movements. So we're not really, really trying to hit each other hard at all. We're just being consistent. Notice when he's pushing against me, I'm moving my body. All right? It's okay. You can't see it, but the moment you feel it, you're going to move with it. So this is very, very important. The moment you feel like you're resisting the other person or pushing against them directly or even indirectly, you're not really looking at the water concept that we're trying to build. So this is very, very basic. I'm not thinking of a strategy here. I'm just feeling where his motion is going. Just feeling it. So notice when he's hitting me. So if you want to, you can even stop right here and the other person may get conscious of just dealing with the arms, and they'll try to stick with the arms. The object is not sticking with the arms, though you do want to maintain contact. The idea is that you actually move towards the body. Remember I said to touch or to make light strikes towards the center of the body, or the outsides, but moving towards the center. Okay? So, if the person has their arms down, they should have complete, unrestricted movement towards the body. And this is okay. This is the basic body movement that we're doing here. It looks a little weird, but what he's doing is just independently moving portions of his body away from the energy that I'm giving. If you look at this, you're like, oh, well, that's silly. Well, if the person's moving, well, think about all the things that we like to do in Combat Hapkido. Joint locks. Well, what happens if they came within our defenses or there was energy penetrating? We want to move with it. So we don't want to just, oh, I'm going to reach out here and do a joint lock. When that moment, happens and I've got some weight coming in at me, that strike is coming, that doesn't mean that I'm taking the full amount of it. I'm moving. Oh, well, now we've got all these other joint locks that we can move into fingers. And when we're soft, we're going to be able to access those things much better than if we're tense. So the person's tense and moving against us. That's not good. So this body motion, I think, can really, really help access some of those joint locks that we do very well. So let yourself be hit a little bit. So what your partner is going to do is not just surprise you and just smack you as hard as he can. He's going to be pushing in different parts of your body. So this is the body motion. So when you are doing this water drill, what I want you to do is if you do get hit, move like that. But find out what happens with your extended arms and hips, the shoulders. So if he has a space and he can come in and hit, well now I can move in other ways. So the moment you feel your partner become afraid or start tensing up because of that, really just relax and slow it down for him. You reduce the tension in your shoulders to really try to draw that motion out in the other person. You can just tell them to relax, but if they feel it, it's more important because the tendency is you want to be a little aggressive and you want to be competitive about this. I call it flow sparring, but in reality it's not really sparring at all until you really amp it up. Right now we're just teaching motion, teaching basic concepts, especially the whole concept of water, but also circular motion and non-resistance as well. Okay, so you can definitely see some of the Wing Chun or Jeet Kune Do movements that Grandmaster has shown us in his studies in Jeet Kune Do, but we also have a lot of the basic motions right here, like in Hu Butt. It's okay. Just try not to separate yourself too much, because when you end up separating too much, you're over here. Now you've broken contact with this person and you're not feeling what's going on with the motion. That has its merits, but right now, this drill is just to try to get a sensitivity for what's going on in their body. So try to keep your hands open. If you want to move in a little bit with more of a live hand, that's okay. But just don't put too much force into it because it's going to build into an out of control motion. Okay, and you don't want to do that. So right now, just go really, really slow. So I'm not looking at a technique. I'm just feeling where his energy is going and finding out where it can take me. And if there's something in the way, I don't just try to commit to it. There's no plan. There's no plan. There's just an overall goal, which is moving towards the center. Okay. So notice when I'm striking, sometimes I'm dragging because that's where his energy is taking me. If he's pulling me in, I'm not going to go, boom, and try to hit him. It might just mean that he just made me punch him. That's okay. Okay. Master Mays would say that's a self-correcting mistake. I'm going to do it again. That's good. But don't tense up with it. If you feel the person tensing up with a strike, strike softer. Follow through. Make it a push with your fist or an open hand. Don't strike hard. Don't get to the center of the person. Like as if punching in tight. I just want you to coax movement. Coax movement. Good. It's okay just to move around a little bit. Just very, very relaxed with your knees, with your hips, with your shoulders. Now, if that's getting easy for you, you can start using legs a little bit. Now, in Salat, with all the balance disruption that Grandmaster uses, there's a lot of foot trapping. That's good too. But what happens if the person's moving in a little bit more, maybe kicking at you? Think about catching that leg, drawing it down, drawing it in to get them off balance. Now, we're not trying to kick each other really hard. If we've got varying degrees of distance, like you saw, if he punched me, well, maybe my body moved back a little bit. Maybe he wants to follow up with a kick. Maybe I'm going to go with it. Give him places to go. So be very soft with the kicks. The tendency is to get a lot more stiff or to start looking down at the feet. Try not to do that. Feel it. So if I'm here and we're dealing with hands and he kicks, I don't want to just stand right there. I'm going to move with it. So he hits, I'm going to move right in towards the center, maybe kick the other leg. Just don't try to hit hard, because if you hit hard, you're going to make the other person a lot more competitive and want to hit you back harder too. And that's not what we want to do here. We just want to learn how to move our legs like we were moving our hands. So just being soft. Being soft. Makes things a little bit more complicated. So I would suggest that you train the upper body portion in varying speeds. All right? Eyes open, eyes closed. Do that for a little while before you start working the kicks. Or just do kicks. You can put your hands nice and relaxed and just work the kicks. But make sure that you're being as relaxed as possible. Get a little bit off balance though, and the tendency is to fall on yourself and you get more stiff. So be very, very cautious about that. If you want to stay lower and keep contact with the ground and make it more of the balance disruption, you know, that's fine. That's fine. Just work yourself up to it. Just understand the concept and the movements will follow. Thank you.